so much for joining me in today's video. I have my 2023 introduction for Project Level Up. This was a project created by Sofie, or this is a project that was created by Sofie Alexandra. Her information is linked down below. So this project is an eyeshadow painting project, and it's actually a marriage of three. So it's pan those eyeshadows, pan in every palette, and no pan left behind. So you have 5 levels. Now Sofie said that you can continue going if you want to. I didn't want to, so I have an update on level 5, and then I'm going to share with you the other levels. So the point of the project is to get use out of your palettes. So for level 1, you can either randomize a palette or you can pick a palette. I'm picking palettes. I'm picking palettes. And the objective is to use every shade in that palette one time, and then you have to hit pan in one eyeshadow. Now Ruth is doing a light version of this, and rather than hitting pan, she's doing a usage goal. And Sofie gave her permission to do that. So if you're someone who wants to do a usage goal rather than hitting pan, you can check out Ruth. I'll try to remember to link her intro down below. Once you've done that, that palette goes away, you bring in a new palette. Again, you can either randomize it, bring it in yourself. For level 2, you're going to use each shade 2 times, and you're going to hit 2 pans, and you continue adding until you get to level 5. So for my level 5, I picked the Noble Cutie palette, and I picked this because it only had 6 shades, but I didn't take into consideration just how flippin' much eyeshadow there is in this space. Oh my God. So I think I brought this in July, like June or July. Like I have been painting this thing for eons. Let me tell you how much. Does it see how much is in it? How much eyeshadow are you? So there are 6 shadows, and it's almost 8 grams. So they're a little over a gram. So maybe they're not quite as much as I thought, but they're hella deep, let me tell you. So the last time I saw you guys, the only pan I had was in this deep dark chocolate right here. And no, it's not in my brows today. They are deep dark chocolate, but this ain't it. So this was I'd had this pan first, and then this pan came second. And then this one, an eyebrow shade. And then these 2 came actually yesterday. So I was able to hit pan, and it took me about 20-ish usage, maybe a little more, to hit pan. Now, as I mentioned before, ad nauseum, that doesn't mean that's how many times I dipped into the eyeshadow. That's how many looks or how many days I used it. Of course, if you're doing your eyebrows, you're dipping into it more than one time. And then if you're someone like me who is doing, like, you like to build up your shimmers or something like that, I dipped in probably 3 or 4 times. This shadow got a lot of use when Rob and I went out of town. It was just a one and done shadow, which is not something I normally do, but it was a one and done shadow. So this palette for me was hit and miss. The shimmers are beautiful. This silver is probably the prettiest silver in my collection. It's gorgeous. The mattes are so flippin' patchy. So patchy. I had such a hard time with the mattes. That's why they were like either an eyeliner or in my eyebrow. And yeah, everybody said that these have such good quality, and the shimmers are fantastic. I only got the 5 uses out of this one. I sure as hell wasn't going to pan that shade. But yeah, I tried everything with this matte, and I could not get it to work. It was so flippin' patchy. But this is level 5 done. Now, when I introduced this project last year, I actually introduced level 1 and level 2 at the same time. And my reasoning for that is I wanted to have palettes that would work together. I can't remember what level 1 was. Oh, it was the neon palette. Huh. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So I brought in the neon palette, and I brought in the LA Girl Hot Heat, and I worked on them at the exact same time, hit my pans, and then I brought in 3 and 4 together. So I'm going to continue that. I'm also going to continue picking them myself. One thing I've thought of doing for this project in particular is have level 1 kind of be like my chopping block. So level 1, if I make it to level 1 again in this Last year I made it to level 5. I did not get level 1 again. If I'd continued wearing makeup through like September, October, November, I probably would have made level 1 again. But there's yeah, so this started last January, and I don't know that there's an end date, but I think most of us did an introduction. I think most of us did an introduction. So as I mentioned, I think I'm going to use level 1 as a chopping block. And I had actually brought in one of the Sydney Grace palettes, and I used every shade in that palette one time. So I had met that goal, and I was working on the shimmer, and I just got real tired of it. And not because that the shimmer isn't lovely, but it was a color that I was like, done. Okay, so enough jibber jabbing. For level 1, I'm bringing in this. This is my Milani Gilded Twilight palette. All I have done with this is swatch it. That's it. And I'm going to insert live swatches as I talk you through it. This shade right down here, I think it's called Moonlit, is actually the exact same shade. Well, it's not, I mean, it's a different manufacturing, but it's the exact same shade as that one in the Nabla Cutie palette. I won't be painting that. I actually don't know which one I will be painting. I'm going to guess it's probably going to be this really pretty purple. And again, I'm going to insert live swatches, but I'm going to show the ones I think I might end up painting. I may even pan this cream. Was there another one? I am not going to be painting these mattes with glitters. Why there are two, I don't know. But yeah, no. This one? No, that's actually the same too. So I will probably pan this one, but I may also pan this one. I'm not sure. It's really hard to see. We're going to see. I am going to, if you saw Oh New Gifted Blue, I brought in the Huda Booty palette to hit pan to pan. And that has a lot of purples in it. I don't know that they're, and the issue I have with this palette is it's not really purple. If you saw the swatches, this pulls more berry than it does purple. And I guess you can see that, you can kind of see that in the, this is the only one that might even come close. Yeah, see, that's real light. I think I'm going to try to pan the purple. So if I get into this and I decide that it's something I'm going to destash rather than keep, before I hit pan, I'll go ahead and put it in the box. Because I don't like to send, I normally destash palettes to Project Beauty Share, and I don't like to send palettes to them that already have a pan. So we'll see. I may end up loving it. I mean, it's a cool tone lover's dream, which is why I bought it. And bearing these, and maybe you like these glitter with mattes with glitter. I am not that person. I am not that person. You may like that, and you may want, you know, this might be a palette that really appeals to you. But I, with having those matching shades, the mattes are really going to have to wow me. Now, I will say the other Milani palettes that were in the gold packaging, Soft and Sultry, Pure Passion, Bold, and something, and then something else. Remember all 4 names. Those were beautiful, and the mattes in those were beautiful. These came out after, so I have no idea. I haven't worked with them. So that's going to be my level 1 palette. For level 2, I'm bringing in this. This is my BH Cosmetics Passion in Paris, and you can see, you can probably guess why I'm bringing it in. Now, I already have pan in this shade right here, Louvre. And that's because I put that in A to Z last year. I popped it out. These pop out real easy. Put it in the palette and then put it back in. I used this shade and this shade today. It's not going to count because this project isn't starting yet. But it's topped with the multi-chrome, but this shade is beautiful. It's really pretty. It's a really pretty duochrome. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera. This is a beautiful palette. Of course, BH doesn't care. I don't think BH carries this one anymore. So for this palette, my goal is to use each shade 1 time, hit pan in 1. For this palette, my goal is to use each shade 2 times, hit pan in 2. I'm going to guess, honestly, I'm actually not going to guess. I think it might be this, like one of them may be this dark blue, because if you've seen my other projects, you know that I'm painting blue shimmers and a light blue matte, but I'm not painting, you know, I don't have anything to deepen it up in the crease. And I didn't do it today, but a lot of times my looks are pretty monochromatic. So we'll see. This is a nice palette. It's not the best quality, didn't swatch the best. I really want to... I'm not painting any of these as a damn sure, because you guys know I don't like red eyeshadow. Even if it's not like in your face red, those are still red enough. So yeah, that's it. So we have level 1, again, use each shade one time, hit one pan. And then we have level 2, use each shade twice and hit pan in 2. So let me show you how I track. And I got this idea from Andrea, who is pretty as a peacock, who got it from somebody else. But yep, it's still in here. So I have these oversized sticky notes, and I have them right here. This is when I was talking about how much I all the makeup I used up. So I'm gonna use some washi tape, tape it in, put on. You can, you know, just number them if you want to. And then this is how I track how many uses I have on each. So that's how I keep up with that. This was a level 4 because I hit 4 pans. Yeah. 3? Level 3, I hit 3 pans. So, yeah. So that's how I'll keep track of it. I'll share numbers. I'll share pictures. I will not move in level 3 until level 1 is done. Like I said, if I feel like I like this and will keep it for at least the mattes, then I will hit pan. If I feel like it's something that I want to go ahead and pass along to Project Beauty Share, we'll roll in a separate number 1. I'm not going to skip level 1. We'll just roll in something different. And like I said, this may end up being like my kind of what's on the chopping block kind of thing. I hope that made sense. So if it didn't, you can leave your questions in the comments down below. I've seen so many people jump on this project, and I am so excited that it's getting so much love because it's such a fun project. If you are someone who is new to painting and you want to dip your toe into painting eyeshadows, this is the project. Start with level 1. Pick your own palette. It doesn't have to be a big one. Use each shade one time and then try to hit pan. And that's the thing. There's no timeline. You can go as slow as you need to. I don't think this has an end date. I'm pretty sure this doesn't have an end date. We just all kind of did an intro. I don't think this has an end date. So you could potentially keep going and going and going. So yeah, if someone came to me and be like, Misty, I want to try painting eyeshadows and I want a project, what do you suggest? It would totally 100% be this one. And again, you can randomize or you can pick your own palette. I need to be a little bit in control, and you see, I like to pick ones that work together, etc. I have a strategy. It's all strategy, y'all. It's all strategy. But that's it. And this is going up toward the end of the month. I am doing 7 eyeshadow projects. A to Z, build your own palette. I'm doing 2 palettes for Pan That Palette. I'm doing Pan Those Eyeshadows. I'm doing Oh New Gifted Blue. All eyeshadows. And I'm doing this one. I may be missing one. And then I put like a ton of eyeshadows and other projects. So, and I think I said I'm painting like right around 200 eyeshadows, which sounds a lot, but some of those, like each of these count as if I'm painting them because they're in a project, but that doesn't mean I'm painting 200 to completion, although that might be my goal. So yeah, now that I've confused you, I apologize, but I'm gonna go. That's it. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let me know if you hopped on this one. I've seen some intros and have tried to comment on some intros, but I don't know that I've seen everyone. YouTube has not had my, I've been reading a lot of books and I've been comfort reading. I am someone who will comfort read, meaning I will reread books I've already read. I think I've mentioned this somewhere before, but one of my favorite authors, I'm on their ARC team, which means you get the book before it releases so you can leave a review on the first day. And there are 3 books in a series, and since getting that ARC in August, I have read that 3-book series almost 25 times. And I know it sounds, you're like, Misty, what? Yeah, no, almost 25 times, because I like to comfort read. There's no angst. It's just a really nice love story between 3 men, and it's so good. So anyway, yeah, that's neither cost here or China, but as I'm just trying to say that I haven't been on YouTube. Like, I just haven't been watching YouTube. My brain, I just haven't had the bandwidth to watch YouTube, but I'm trying to promise. So yeah, anywho, that's it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. I just got these off Amazon. It doesn't have to be this big. Let me tell you about my spatial awareness. Your girl got none. So when it said whatever size it was, I was like, oh yeah, it's big. But yeah, so subscribe if you haven't already. You can follow me over Instagram. I'm at Misty Pans. I hope you have a good day, night, week, wherever you are. I love your faces, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now. Choo choo.